Hey guys, Mars Naked here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we had the info for the STR Super Vegeta EZA tweeted out on the JP side. So we've had to sit and wait a little bit. Shout out to Minato for getting all of the translations done for us, because we not only have the STR Super Vegeta, we also have an EZA for the AGL Super Vegeta. I feel like his has been a long time coming. And then of course JP with their next world tournament is getting the EZA for the LR, Yamcha and Puar. So whilst that won't be coming to global just yet, we do have the details for them as well. So we're going to go over the details here for Super Vegeta, STR Super Vegeta first of all. Did they cook? Did they make him as good as Kefla? We will see. So we have EZA for STR Super Vegeta. Of course, his leader skill, as always with these Dokkan Fest EZAs, both his categories just go up to being a full 170 to stats. Very useful for things like Battlefield and stuff like that. I mean, 170 leads can still be fairly relevant, and he is a pure Saiyan leader, which of course is one of the stronger categories right in the game. So his super attack is raised defense for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy, and all attacks are critical hits. And then his passive is key to attack and defense 200%. He guards all attacks for 5 turns from the first appearance, so guard is always nice. Additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super. 100% on super buff is pretty good. Additional attack and defense 50% up to 100 of each super attack performed. So more big percentage buffs here. Additional attack and defense 50% within the same turn after receiving an attack. I mean, when he's got like the first 2, right? So if he's gotten those 2 hits in, so he has, the 2 super attacks in, so he has his full passive built up to the 100%, and then he's getting hit in the first slot on like the next turn, that's going to jump up to a pretty considerable number. And then he has this random additional attack and defense 50%, guards all attacks, and launches an additional super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack when there's an enemy whose name includes Cell. So apparently Cell Max is not included in this, which of course on JP, remember this unit is coming out on both versions at the same time, and the Cell Max event got an upgrade, but that part of his passive doesn't affect that. Also, stuns enemies attacked by the character's super attack is kind of a weird thing. Why is that in the passive? Oh, it's the stun. Yeah, sorry. Guaranteed stun, guaranteed crit, like it used to be. It is only for 1 turn, which is useful tech for Super Battle Road, always has been for this Super Vegeta. So I mean, guard for 5 turns is from the first appearance, but with the anniversary content, some of that goes a bit longer now. So for 5 turns seems like a bit of a short one. At least it is from his first appearance. So if he's on turn 2 or turn 3, like I guess that's going to be one of the ideal scenarios for him, is not starting on turn 1 in these longer events, so he has guard for longer. But I mean, he has a lot of percentages in his passive. The receiving and attack on super are multiplicative as well, so it'll be interesting to see in game what his numbers actually are, because like I say, once he's fully built up and he gets hit first, he will be able to hit really hard, and he gets guaranteed crit. His post-super defense should be pretty good, and he has guard. So the thing is, with the new Vegeta, we wanted him to be a really good buff for the new Vegeta team, and the new Vegeta can hold down slot 1. So if you put this guy in slot 2, obviously he's not getting that 50% buff after receiving an attack, but he's going to have 200% base start of turn, an extra 100% after he's performed 2 supers, and then gets 100% when super attacking. So he's going to be pretty solid in slot 2. He should even be able to do a decent enough attack stat without getting that hit in slot 1. But then once he does get hit in slot 1, you know, his numbers are going to be pretty high. So he seems good, but just not like crazy. He's not like super good. He's definitely not Kefla level, but he seems okay. He's not necessarily what we would have wanted him to be. But like I say, it's weird because JP, he's a post-anniversary EZA as far as JP's concerned. Whereas for global, we've already got Kefla and JP doesn't. So making him on her kind of level seems like the kind of thing they should do, but I don't know. We'll see what he's like in-game. Once we get the data download, obviously we'll be able to try him out and see his actual numbers. He definitely seems like he'll be alright, but he's nothing crazy. So, and then we have this guy. This guy has been waiting so long to get an EZA. AGL Super Vegeta. So this boy has AGL, STR, or physical types 3 key 90% as a leader skill. His super attack is supreme damage, seals the enemy super attack, and raises attack for 9 turns. So that's interesting. Bit of attack build up. No defense on super though. Attack and defense 150. He gets additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super, so that's good. If HP is 50% or below, he gets a guaranteed crit, so that's cool. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. He has 30% damage reduction. Then he gets an additional 20% damage reduction when HP is 70% or less. Another 20% if it's 50% or less. And then another 20% if it's 30% or less. So that's pretty interesting. If you're at 30% or less HP at the start of the turn, he has 90% damage reduction, which is pretty crazy. All allies key 1, attack and defense 25%. And then AGL, STR or physical types 2 key and 25% in addition. It's a bit of a shame it wasn't tech, right, for supporting the new Vegeta, but for AGL types on the team, or AGL, STR and physical, 50% support and 3 key is obviously pretty good. Now, you're not necessarily going to be at 30% or less HP a lot unless you have been tagged by one of those big supers. But even at 70% or less HP start of turn, he has 50% damage reduction, which is good. And then the 50% or less HP, you could probably see that happen fairly often. And he's going to have 70% damage reduction in that case. Getting 100% defense on super, because he's going to be a slot 3 unit, right? So that'll be interesting to see. Like, his raw defense won't be super high, even post-super. But combined then with the damage reduction that he has, that could be quite interesting. I think the problem is going to be just seeing what his raw defense actually gets up to. Because if post-super he's still only at like 400k, then even with 70% damage reduction, if he's getting hit by these like 3 million damage super attacks from the anniversary content, then he's still going to be taking a lot of damage from those. But he definitely seems like he could be a good support unit for Vegeta's team if you're running the AGL, STR or physical types. I mean, he still gives the new Vegeta 25% and 1 extra key, so that is good. But yeah, not too bad. He definitely, like, on some of these turns when you're on low HP, he's going to be super good, right? Like, if you actually start the turn at 30% or less HP, think about, like, the JP version of Vegeta's team with the post-Annie content. You start the turn at 30% or less HP, but then you fuse with Super Vegeta and get a full heal. And then this guy is your slot 3 support unit. He's giving 50% support to Vegeta and has 90% damage reduction. So, I mean, there are situations where this guy could actually be absolutely crazy. So, he seems interesting, but on his worst turn, like if you're starting the turn on full HP, he only has 30% damage reduction. So then if his post-super defense is only sort of like 400k, then he's going to be in trouble for the big hits. But he seems like he could be interesting. Let me know what you guys think out of the 2 Super Vegetas. And then we have the Yamcha and Puar World Tournament EZA. So they're a joined forces lead 3 key 150. Their 12 key super raise attack and defense for 1 turn, does colossal damage and lowers defense. The 18 key raise attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal and massively lowers defense. So at least they do raise attack and defense on both supers. And then passive skill key 5 at the start of turn, attack and defense 150 when performing a super, and an additional 100% if it's an ultra super. They launch an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. Launch an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when there's another joined forces ally in the same turn. Defense 150, and he gets stunned when there's a Peppy Gals character enemy, which is quite funny. There's not many of those around, but key 3, attack 150, and high chance to evade attacks when there is no Peppy Gals enemy, which is going to be most events. So he gets 8 key, an extra 150% attack. He's getting basically 250% on super. All of his stuff is on super though. So he's obviously not going to be a slot 1 unit, although he does have a 50% chance to dodge, just in base. He actually seems really good, all things considered. Now he comes out with the JP World Tournament that starts tomorrow. So if you've saved up those Hercule signatures, you'll be able to just get all of his medals straight away and EZA him. He seems like he could be pretty interesting. I'm not sure who the best joined forces ally will be to have in the same turn with him, but getting another, like, he has the potential to do 4 supers if he has the right ally, right? Because you have 2 additional attacks that both have a 50% chance to become a super. Then you have the hidden potential, and he raises attack and defense for 1 turn on all of his super attacks. So with a bit of support, like once he gets off a bunch of supers, he could actually be pretty good. And 50% chance to dodge built in is a nice little backup as well. So those are the EZAs for the World Tournament, LR, Yamcha and Puar, AGL Super Vegeta and STR Super Vegeta. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. STR Super Vegeta, I can definitely see him being underrated. He's certainly not super good, but I don't think he's bad necessarily. We need to see his numbers in game. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.